Once again, here's the view of the area, how things are distributed. And then another thing that, trying to get our arms around everything, we knew we were going to get reports of where the big stuff was. And then after you find out where the big stuff is, where did that go? So in order to try to get a handle on, once we find the big stuff, you know, a lot of zigzaggy roads in East Tennessee, to be able to track the starting point, ending point of all these. All the black lines over the top of the tornado paths are all the meso paths from that day and night from the tornadoes. So each black line is the circulation on radar as it raced northeastward. So you can see just gobs and gobs of storm. These aren't, of course, moving in concert at the same time. It's hours and hours of storm after storm coming across the same areas. So it just looks horrific thinking about how many storms are rotating. Okay, so once again, that I'm going to zoom in. Going to go to over to Greene County. Had two EF3 tornadoes. You can see how close in path they were. When I took off up that way, I didn't realize we had two different tornadoes. The famous areas were Camp Creek, and then when I was up there that first day on Thursday, I heard about Horse Creek when I was up there, and there was at least one fatality up there. And just thinking, well, that storm went on up and hit Horse Creek. Actually, Horse Creek tornado was about an hour and 45 minutes later. Even a lot of people up there, with it being nighttime and power out, didn't realize how close they were to the second tornado. A few people even got hit by the second tornado. So one way, just to kind of let you know, zooming in on this, you can see how do we figure out what's what. Well, like Tim said, we ask a lot of people, and on my laptop, we'll look at the Greene County tornado. You can see 150 miles an hour EF3, and the Horse Creek tornado EF3 160. Okay. I don't know how well you can see this. This is just a screenshot off my laptop. That you see a blue line there, another blue line, a brown line, a green line, a blue line. Those are the black lines on the storm track map are transposed on here, so where the tracks were. And then, I knew more or less where they were. I knew where the bad damage was just from reports. And then if we zoom in, this is about 3 days worth of work zigzagging. Now this is kind of zoomed in, it goes farther. But this is the Camp Creek tornado coming up from the southwest, going this way and dissipating. This is the Horse Creek tornado where its worst damage was, going up to the northeast and going up here. And so the way we do these surveys is we find the worst damage, you know, we're led to that, and we can get maybe some people to tour us around that get to the weaker parts where we don't mind as much, and we just sort of zigzagging on these roads, and I use the GPS showing where I am on here, just kind of crisscross the path as many times as I can. All these little tags are kind of like the left edge, right edge, more significant damage, etc. So just cataloging all this stuff to try to eventually get a path length, path width, and catalog exactly where the worst damage was, etc. So when I dove right into this, I wanted to, when I came back on Friday, we had 5 teams that actually went out on Friday. Some from, a couple of guys from Ohio, one guy from Ohio, one from West Virginia came down to Southwest Virginia. Then I had Greene County, Washington County. Howard Waldron had Knoxville area, Blount County, etc., Monroe County. Tim Troutman had Cleveland and Chattanooga, and Nashville crew came down and got our initial look at Bledsoe County. All right, so anyway, dove into everything on Friday, and I just started running into all kinds of confusion. And I knew there were possibly 2 paths, but I didn't know how close they were going to be so much of the path. So took quite a bit of looking at this, talking to people, making sure that it was this tornado, not the other tornado. And so that's what I came up with. One was a 14-mile path length, and the other one was 16-mile. And both of them intensified into EF3. Okay, so this is Camp Creek area, famous for winds in the winter half of the year, coming off the slopes here, south winds coming off into the foothills right into here, so this area gets wind quite often. I know exactly where it tapers off. By the time we get to the Noachukki River, things aren't quite as gusty, but right there in the foothills, right there at Camp Creek School, certainly windy. And this is I'm not going to get too detailed, just show you some examples of some of the damage. A lot of trailers wiped out all over the place. Once again, this is Camp Creek area. There's a trailer. And a lot of properties cleared out for the trailer or whatever with woods in the back. And stuff just kind of blown into the woods. That was many, many examples of that. And blowing off their blocks. That was caught in the trees there. Another one, same type of scenario. And fortunately, a lot of these did not have people in them. Some did, some injured, and a few, as you know, a few killed in Camp Creek area, a couple in Horse Creek area. Let's step through this. This is about the most intense area, Camp Creek. I'll show you a Horse Creek in just a minute. This house, brick home, that had a full basement down here. The garage door right here, two-car garage, you can see the bricks that were starting to border the garage. Garage door failed and had a French doors over here that broke in too. And then when all the air filled in the basement, pressurized, and pretty much, I mean, it's hard to tell, it's all smashed downwind, but I get the feeling the whole house above the basement just got elevated by that pressurization and launched downwind. And here's another one. You see the bricks as the house went, the bricks kind of fell in, and the trees around it on the property. And one of the reasons I think that it was launched, kind of the halfway neat things about doing these investigations is just trying to piece all this together. If you can see the nails in the base plate here, a couple of them are just plain pointed one way, but almost the rest of this is the garage right here, step going into the house, and the house is got launched, like I said, basement below. You see this nail, that nail, that nail, and on up through here. They're all pointed about 30 degrees. So I think as the basement pressurized and took everything, the garage, which was attached to the house better than all that was attached to the base plate, went up, and there's your vector that everything launched at about 30 degrees up and out, and then got smashed. Okay, now moving up to Horse Creek, some houses that got hit in close to the most intense area. Fortunately, these houses are just a little bit to the left of the core where the highest winds were. So about EF2 damaged these houses, and some trees that got in that same area there, they got snapped off. Then this row of trees here just got all kinds of stuff strewn into it. And this is a refrigerator here that after bounding, you know, the metal came apart from the rest of the refrigerator and then got stuck in the tree line. One house got just plain taken back